Hello and welcome to the WIP, the What If podcast that's a work in progress. I'm your host, the Jeremiah Freed of the main comic book community, James Couture, at the Slim James on Twitter, at GS Comics on Instagram. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Turner, No Socials Huston. I don't know about your feelings on sushi.
Yeah, I'm no sushi either. No sushi,
Okay, no socials, no sushi. The Tim Sample of the main comic book community. And Andrew the Giant, aka at comics_no_context. And despite what I said, there are underscores. There aren't no underscores. It's no underscore.
Right.
On Instagram. And I guess you're the Bob Marley, not that one, of the main comic book community.
Well, so the reggae guy is who you're talking about. Though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
the reggae guy.
Talking about how many numbers of love you want. Just one.
No woman, no cry.
Your children have licensed your likeness to a couple of like I call them Bob Marley pot juice, but it's like it's got lemongrass in it. It's iced tea with lemon.
Yeah, the iced tea or whatever.
Real relaxed, man. It's iced tea, not that iced tea.
Right.
So instead of Bob Marley iced tea, how about Bob Marley meets iced tea?
Yeah,
it's the best episode of SVU you've ever watched. So to anybody watching on twitch.tv/gscomics or on YouTube when I post this, congratulations, you've made it. This is a podcast about consuming, collecting, and creating comics, as well as just whatever. So yeah, I guess I'm mixing up the format from the last time. I'm gonna just switch the order. So I guess I'm starting with, what are you working on? What are you watching on? What are you doing on?
Well, I'm not working on anything.
I know.
That's not what I
You might watch Loki or something.
Yes, but yeah. I mean, I'm not working on anything. But yeah, we watched Loki. Have you guys watched that?
See, no, I haven't partaken in the Disney Plus yet. So you can just sort of glancingly describe things to me, and I'll be like, sure.
I liked it.
It was fine. It got better.
Yeah, definitely.
Glowing review.
Yes, it got better. And we watched.
Sophia went to the theaters to see it, and it was good. Black Widow was good.
Yeah. Oh, you saw Black Widow?
Yeah. David Harbour was very funny as the Red Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the best part of that movie. It was, again, that was fine too. It was. I think.
I mean,
there was too much hype around it. They were saying it's well worth the wait, and best Marvel, like reviews that said it's the best Marvel movie yet. No.
That's obviously
here. Like so far, I don't think it's gonna last as one of the top 5.
I don't even. Would it be now?
No.
You think it's in there now?
Well, just because it's new, everyone's excited because it's new and because it's Black Widow's movie finally. But
yeah. Have you seen it, Joe?
I have not. I know I'm a big Taskmaster fan, but no.
I am starting some other paintings for the next art walk because to anyone listening, if you're going to be around Portland the first Friday,
Maine,
of August, Portland, Maine, yeah, true, thanks. You should walk on downtown and check out some art.
All your fans are going to be walking around in Oregon looking for you guys.
I know. Despite the fact that I said I don't think Jeremiah Freed has been to Oregon, or if they have, I'm sorry, selling them short.
But Bob Marley has.
That's
Yes.
Tim
Yeah, he
Temple,
went
maybe.
west once to be in movies, and then they were like, "No, thank you."
Yeah, he went on the Portland's tour.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's an easy thing to talk about what we've been working on. Turner and I did the Portland Art Walk first Friday in July, and Turner sold a whole bunch of ketchup related things.
Nice.
Well, I mean, you say a whole bunch. It was really just one thing in sticker form and an original drawing.
Yeah, that's still exponentially more than, just due to the fact that it's that sort of synchronicity where everybody decides that today's ketchup day and we're going to buy the ketchup sticker.
Yeah.
But you also sold some original art.
Was it ketchup day?
Maybe. I didn't look.
Oh, I thought you thought you drew some ketchup stuff because it was ketchup day. That'd be a good gimmick. Today is hot dog day, so only have hot dog related items.
So like, is it a picture of a car with the windows rolled up? And I'm sorry.
I don't get it.
If you lock a dog in the car, it's going to be very hot.
Oh, Jim.
Come on.
I get it.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Yeah.
Once you explain the joke.
So yeah, it was quite rainy though. So applying my paper wares was a bit of a pain in the butt, and I only sold 2 stickers. But that was fine because somebody was very excited about my pine tree pen and ink art stickers. And
Nice.
then Turner sold some bird paintings.
No, I didn't sell any bird painting.
No? Okay,
Yeah,
everybody was just asking about them then.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking, and some people promised they would come back. So if you're listening to this and you promised you would come back, I am so upset with you.
Yeah, well, clearly they followed the links through our business cards we gave them and have arrived back here. So for the next one, I've worked on this chickadee watercolor.
Nice.
Oh,
So,
you're stealing the bird.
I think I'm gonna do another
Yeah, that's his thing. Only one bird guy.
Well, he didn't sell any, so put your money where your birds are.
Well, I got some more birds coming. I'm doing the like Pokemon
Those aren't birds. Those are bird type Pokemon.
Yeah, Togepi and Pikachu and Ramadan. And, oh no, not that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely Ramadan.
Everyone loves Pokemon.
I guess we have 1 viewer in Twitch, so here's to you.
Hey, I did sell that Magica Dispel.
Oh yes.
What?
So I did sell
Magica,
1 bird.
not Magica.
Magica.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Yeah, but there's like a cartoon where they say it out loud a lot. I'm pretty sure it's Magica. Like the word magic, not Magic the Gathering.
No.
I say Magic.
All right. So other things I'm working on are my the always just chipping away at that wrestling comic. So just a quick showcase. Here's
Nice.
a terrible fantasy sequence where I'm being pile driven while being forced to beer bong it. So I did the like from underneath lighting, so he's very Satan-y. And something I posted before on like Instagram and stuff, but just sort of embracing the black and white on this page because it's going to be colored and stuff, but I just want to throw in some black and white textured background some of the times.
Nice.
And then this is completely blank to you because it's just very light pencils.
Oh,
but I'm working on actually a very important page in the comic, which is the first sort of exterior shot of the Fairfield Community Center, aka the house that Jim built. Because it's something I'll be coming back to a few times in the book, and I think what's going to be on the cover. So I just sort of need to suss out the geography, as it were. I have some photo references that I drove up in like February and took some pictures of the Fairfield Community Center like a psychopath. Just me hanging out in this parking lot. Everyone's COVIDed out, and I'm here just like, is anything going on? There wasn't. And it's going to be based on real life, but I think there's a couple of tweaks. All right. That I'm gonna make just like a little sign outside that says like wrestling tonight, some of that real storytelling stuff.
Yeah.
Also possibly simplifying some of the background, because I don't feel like drawing all them darn buildings that are behind them. That's not what this is about. I'm not talking about Fairfield buildings. It's about the community center. How's
The
the
Fairfield community is going to be very upset that you didn't put all their buildings in there.
all their buildings? It's like all old mill buildings.
Yeah.
Those have history and significance.
Hello, this is your host, James Couture, and I'm here to tell you that we had massive audio issues with the Zoom recording, with dropped connections all around, and as a result I had to use the single track for all of us rather than individual tracks, hence the drop in audio quality and a noticeable change. So hopefully next time we can get that figured out and have a setup that'll last all the way through. I think I figured it out. But in the meantime, on to the rest of the episode. Start fresh.
Oh, good.
So these, Black Knight, number 4.
Okay.
Spider-Man, Web of Shadows, number 4. Both the most recent in these, I guess, 5-part things that are coming out this year. Curse of the Ebony Blade. So basically the crux of this whole story is that Mordred is trying to reclaim power through the Merlin created the ebony blade. We all know that. We all love that. But he also created an ebony shield, an ebony chalice, an ebony something else, dagger, not a sword though. I don't know where the linear delineation is between sword and dagger. You're still poking. I don't.
What does the chalice do?
Well, the chalice is what you do the blood magic in, obviously.
Oh, the pudding. Sorry.
Exactly.
That's where you mix your pudding.
Yeah. So he smushes them all together or something and makes this ebony crown. And this is all in service of, I don't know, taking over the world or continuing to show his uncle, father,
his
Arthur.
Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes, but like, to what end? I can't quite gather that part, because he's not trying to take over the whole world, just like England.
Yeah.
England.
Well, when does this take place?
This is all in modern times.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was before they knew that there was anything else.
Yeah. But we get constant flashbacks to the Black Knight's past, including him as a pirate, as a World War I guy, as I had mentioned before. So like, obviously I'm thinking they're giving Black Knight the shove this year because Kit Harington is going to be in the Eternals.
Yeah.
So we can get the Black Knight-averse, so they can all just be converging on one another.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot like what X-Men Origins Wolverine with their montage of showing him in the Civil War and all the world wars.
Yes, although these are all different people.
People.
Well,
not as cool.
The ebony blade. Yeah, I know. But yeah, we see that like, it's just a lot of this is like half flashing back to the character's past. So there's not really even a lot going on in the present day story. It's just telling us, that Black Knight was King Arthur's, dirty bomb, his dirty little secret. The one who's just get in there and get slicing with his sword, not a dagger.
Or the chalice. Don't.
Well, and then Spider-Man Spider's Shadow, a 5-part what if story by old Zip Cheddar Sky, Chip Zdarsky. And I don't want to get too like making fun of other people's art or anything, because this is all good, this is all professional, but Peter Parker's beard in here looks a little whack. It's just some scribbly lines.
Come on, Zip.
And well, it's not him drawing it. It's
Okay.
Pascal.
Well, it wasn't Chip. It was probably Zip, though.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say Chip might have written down like give Spider-Man a bad beard. You never
That's
know.
true.
Just following instructions.
Yeah. So even though this doesn't take place explicitly in the 80s, it is like of the 80s character designs. You can see Silver Centurion, Iron Man,
Nice.
all that fun stuff. And so the crux of this story is, what if Spider-Man was more possessed by the black symbiote? We've seen it 2 or 3 times in what if stories. We've all been there. And honestly, this whole thing is a little like disappointing, I guess, if you're a guy who's read every what if like me. Now, most normal people, this will be fine.
Yeah.
So, but it goes through the normal beats. He gets possessed by the symbiote. Then he's like, I really like being angry and punching stuff a lot. In this, he murders like the Beetle and some, whomever.
Like Ringo Starr?
George Harrison.
Oh.
Just given the time period, he was still have been alive then. But
yeah, where's that what if? What if Peter Parker murdered George Harrison?
Set on you, George. Yeah. So then, it never just goes full psycho, or maybe it has in some point and I've forgotten. But like Peter Parker never keeps the symbiote and keeps being possessed and evil. He like rids himself of it to be heroic because Spider-Man got to get in his responsibility.
Yeah.
So we've hit that point in the story. He's rid himself of the symbiote, but now it's possessed the Baxter building, not the Fantastic Four, the whole dang building.
Oh my!
The symbiote, dude.
Yep. It's a lot of black goop. A lot of black goop.
And like, what's his name from Ghostbusters?
There you go. Exactly. All the hate in New York City is powering the symbiote.
Vigo.
Inside it is actually, it's possessing the Thing and Mr. Fantastic. And so Human Torch, Spider-Man, and Mary Jane, of course, bust into the Baxter building to take down the Heart of Darkness, evil, what have you.
I thought that was going to go somewhere very different.
Where did you think it was going to go?
Well, I mean, Spider-Man, the Human Torch, and Mary Jane all
Busted.
went somewhere else. I don't know.
That's too much.
Oh, a Marvel team up.
I mean, maybe they visit France, see the Eiffel Tower. Who knows?
Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah. What if Spider-Man just took a vacation? That's
if he just did it.
Exactly.
What if he just mind his own business for a minute?
So in the fracas, we get a new look Spider-Man, no shirt, but also has his pants and gloves on and beard. So this is a rugged, sexy Spider-Man.
Is this version of Spider-Man? Does he have is he actually shooting his own webs, or he's got web shooters?
I'm pretty sure this is the real deal. This is web shooters. It's none of this.
Well, that's why you gotta have your gloves on.
Exactly. Well, Peter Parker has thwipped without the gloves on. He just has them under his leather jacket.
On his watch or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. So then we see
2 watches.
Mr. Fantastic looking like a creep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And he uses the symbiote uses Mr. Fantastic's mind to design a suit of armor that's resistant to flames and all the weaknesses that the symbiote are usually prone to.
Loud noises.
Exactly. Woo!
Like Topher Grace.
Whee!
Banging metal.
Exactly. Yeah, mental health will drive you mad.
That's right.
And then we see, we get some real Ghostbuster stuff. And then the symbiote busts out some more because busting makes it feel good. And at the end, it's possessed the Avengers. So basically, I think even in the what if the alien costume possessed Spider-Man from the second series in the 80s,
it busts out and like possesses some Avengers. So it's nothing we haven't seen before. It's just given this whole 5-part treatment.
What is the capacity of the symbiote? Like normally it's like a small thing and it just does
one
person.
I don't know where it's getting all this extra goop from. Maybe it's like sucking some life force out of some people it possesses, and then it's just sort of replicating.
I mean,
just gets bigger.
Just a little bit of him, right? Like when he
Yes,
left
that's true.
behind in jail, and Cletus Cassidy found him, he became full-on Carnage.
Yes,
So
although I think that was when in a case when it was actually reproducing. It wasn't just expanding itself. You know what I mean?
I don't.
No.
I mean, I understand what you mean by reproducing, but I just don't know how the Venom symbiote really does it.
Well, it's like when you cut yourself and your finger heals up. That's not the same as having a child.
Wait a minute.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, make work. So then I'll go quick rat-a-tat-tat-tat blasts. Because on Friday I went down to the main mall, and there was a sport card show, and so there was a dollar bin with like some of the good stuff. Dollar bins. We're talking 80. We're
loose
talking
cards or packs.
Who cares about cards? I'm talking about comics.
Okay.
Yeah, there were some sports cards, but I'm like, you can keep all your Kirby Puckets you want.
Where's your Randy Jacksons?
Yeah, and Daryl Hawkins. But the point is that I picked up some stuff out of the dollar bin that I wouldn't want to pay more than $1 for, even though you're fighting the battle, because I'm looking through this dollar bin, and because this is like 80s and some 70s stuff, everything is worth more than $1. But like, I don't want to become this comic dealer and flip all the stuff.
Well, those are the guys. They're probably not super into comic collecting because their bag is sports.
Yeah,
so they just
bag of butter.
They just traded some comics for some cards or something, and now they're stuck with them.
Yeah,
they slap $1 a piece, and they think it's good.
Oh yeah. So once again, these are things that are like I would have to pay more for on eBay, but like I'm not. Some of them aren't actually that valuable or anything, because I'm collecting some early 90s Black Knight and the Avengers. So this is Avengers 372. And you can see wielding his laser sword, but with no sword out of it. It's just the handle.
Uh-oh.
But this is actually accurate in the comics because he's calling it a psionic blast or something. You're just making stuff up at this point, Black Knight.
It's a flashlight.
Exactly. Another Avengers 372, 365 and 372. Once again, just more Black Knight.
What is that word on the side?
Countdown.
Okay.
Countdown to what?
Well, you'll have to read it and find out.
Yeah, but this has a insert card featuring a corner of X-Men #1, and you can win a free Sega Genesis or free X-Men on Sega Genesis.
What?
I don't know.
Send it in.
Wait, although, okay, this says the first place is complete set of X-Men and Avengers #1, Uncanny X-Men #1, which seems like a lot for a giveaway, even in 1990, like one or whatever.
They were real desperate back then, though. I mean, that is probably bottom of the barrel time for them. Like, I don't know what to do.
Avengers and an Avengers #1. Are we getting these, or are they just reprints? I would assume they might be reprints, which would be a real bummer.
And and it says this is from this is a contest prize across the cover. Void.
Yeah, they stamped this Silver Age 12th centered void. Get any ideas? But then we get into Avengers 271, some 80 stuff. This is more along the lines of like, I don't want to pay $5 for this. It would be kind of a bummer, but $1, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And then issue of What the #4, which I'm pretty sure I might have this, but I didn't have my list with me. So
well, now you got a pudding copy.
And I said I didn't recognize the cover, so
Blood pudding copy.
what?
Blood pudding copy.
Oh, absolutely, blood and put. And so, like, I don't hate to dominate the conversation, but it's my podcast.
It's your show.
So I've gotten a few things over the month that I've have yet to open for live unboxing in front of you guys.
Is the person still on?
But anyway, here's the big unboxing.
Is this stuff that you bought?
Yes,
Okay.
I know what it is.
Okay. That's so it's not a big surprise for you.
No, but I haven't looked at it yet.
A fan sent in. This is a gift
Yes.
from a fan, right? Our listener out there sent you stuff.
Yeah, the guy that we just shut the Twitch stream off on.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Did you just cut through it?
No.
Just cut it in half.
Yeah, because I'm a big idiot. Okay, here it is. Spidey Super Stories #1 from like 1973. It's one of those things that I just got in my craw, and I was like, well, this is a Spider-Man issue. It's a #1. It's attainable, although this is quite creased. I don't know if you can sort of see that.
No.
Oh, well, there you go. Good for me then.
Yeah, well,
It looks
Marvel
great.
Comics and the Electric Company.
Yeah. Yeah, 1974. But yeah, so this is back to, actually, I'll roll away for a second. Another one of those comics that appears in this Marvel 50 Years of Comics or whatever coffee table book that I had as a kid. So I let this be my guide sometimes, that if a comic is in here and I can afford it, then I should just buy it because it's sort of sentimental to me, and chances are it means a little something. So yeah, got that. And have you ever thought to yourself, help, I'm Spider-Man?
Oh no.
I know. Because it can be
What a
kind of a bummer
problem.
to be Spider-Man. And this one's just a little guy. I know I said who cares about cards, but this isn't sports cards.
Is it a comic card?
Well, I assumed that you weren't looking for sports cards.
I know, I already have the Rod Beck. How many more do you need?
Right.
Yes, this is one of the Chase canvas cards out of the amalgam set, Spider-Boy.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I have like a bunch of these amalgam cards because I was all about it when it was, 1996 or 7 or whatever. But I never really got any of the Chase cards, and getting the complete set would be kind of expensive, and I don't care that much because I already have a bunch of them. So this is my compromise in between. It's like I will buy one I don't have. It's the man himself, the boy himself, Spider-Boy, the Chase thing. And cards are simple, they don't take up that much space, so I can just sort of have it as part of the collection. And then finally I got the coup de grace.
Ooh.
I don't know if you can see.
Where did
This
that
is
come from?
Straight from Greece.
Oh, so that's a lot of postage.
I don't know if I actually. Yeah, I don't think anyone can actually read the thing, so I didn't dox that guy and his address. So.
Well, nobody's watching anyway, right?
Spanakopita.
Oh yeah. So here you go. All right. So here we have Greek language Amazing Spider-Man 149.
What does that say? Snated man?
Well, I saw it. When I saw it real quick, it looked like it said entertainer, man.
Yeah. Well, that's Greek letter sigma. Guess you guys never took statistics. But yeah, this is a
I
reprint.
definitely didn't. I wouldn't.
This is a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man 149, the first appearance of the Spider Clone, and it is in dazzling like duochrome, black,
Wow.
white, pink.
That is cool. It looks like it's in good shape too.
Weird.
Yeah, it's pretty crisp. The
It
corners
looks
are
pretty crisp,
good.
even from here.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe I froze up.
yeah, good. Pretty good corners.
Yeah.
And a picture of Madonna on the back.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a keeper.
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't gonna get rid of it either way. So, do you guys have any comics to talk about? Because I am done talking.
I actually.
Are you doing? Sorry, you're doing. You got a what if? So yeah, you go, then I'll go, and then
And
you
then
do
Turner
what if.
talks again.
All right. So I've been doing a lot of Kickstarters, especially last year because, there's nothing going on. So I followed this one. It's this We Are Scarlet Twilight.
Mm.
And look who published it, Jim.
Oh, but Clam.
So this is like a sort of pulpy, noirish story. And it's sort of set back in, I would say, the 40s or 50s. It's got some great art. Looks very professional, legitimate
Looks great.
stuff.
Yeah.
And basically this guy's sort of running through a city and he's trying to stop someone. And then it turns out that he's a vampire. Who knew?
Oh.
But he's still a good guy. But then he's like shoving his arm through someone's chest.
Full-on vampire or blade vampire?
More like a blade type vampire, because he can
Half-breed.
Right. And then there's some like blood sacrifice happening. It's an entertaining, quick read, and again, I like supporting some local or indie artists who aren't doing anything else.
Yep.
Then I hope someday they might support me.
Indeed. When that mythical Kickstarter comes, Run Day Turner.
That's right.
Yeah. So
other than that, I haven't been really getting many comics except the Beta Ray Bill, which is also a 5-part series, much like the Black Knight and Spider-Man. And so I think I've gotten issue 4 last month, and so I'm hopefully getting issue 5 this month. And it's been fun. Lots of big monsters, and like Scourge is a drinking buddy of his, and they're just hanging out. So it's been a good one.
All right, cool. What was the name of the people doing that comic you showed?
This one just now is by.
Give him a shout.
Yeah. William Shatner? No. It's Benjamin Morse. Benjamin Morse. He's the only one.
Okay, Morse, because it sounded like you added like an extra syllable in there.
Benjamin Morse.
Morose.
Morose. I mean, I hope he's not morose because he did a great job on this one. I'm gonna go look at it real quick because I have it saved on my Kickstarter. But it was, like I said, very enjoyable. I hope he does another one because this was an issue 1, so I'm hoping there's going to be more.
Yeah. I've dabbled in a couple Kickstarters from time to time.
So he got 1,100 people, and he made like $12,600.
Nice.
This
and what's the social security number?
This cost me only $5. So I'm happy.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot. I think, like the $5 sort of entry thing. You get the physical issue.
Right.
Because, one time on a Kickstarter, I supported something to get like a poster. So I paid like $10 instead. And then I tore it opening up. So, I know. And I don't even care about the poster anymore. But the point is that I felt good about supporting, some independent artists, so that one day they'll support Fairfield, the story of how I tried to become a professional wrestler twice.
Is that do you have a name for that? Yeah.
Is
it called Fairfield?
Fairfield. Yeah. that sort of has that little bit of like simplistic and works for like a auto bio sort of,
Yeah, I like that.
It's not too obvious saying wrestling man.
The wrestling comic.
Yeah. The wrestler, not that one.
Wrestling. Just
all right, so what do you got?
Make the ass really big caps.
Yeah, because that's definitely the vibe I'm going for.
Well, if you want to be successful on Kickstarter, I think I've mentioned before, you have to have a lot of like variant covers of just naked women. So it doesn't matter if it has anything to do with your story. Just make a bunch of those and you'll make a few $1,000s and someone will buy your comic.
Yeah. And no, I don't know. I saw one of those things where it was like a topless, like, you know what the word chibi sort of refers to? All right, like sort of cutesy cartoony. So
okay.
cutesy and cartoony, but also topless, and it's like, oh my god, what am I doing? What is happening?
Yeah.
I struggle with that sometimes, where like comics has a rich history of like being a little sexually exploitative of women, and they're all arching their back and sticking their boobs out. But I also don't want to be a prude. I want to be sex positive, so I'm just left sort of, I don't know, twiddling my thumbs in between.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Giant, what do you? Yeah.
Oh, right. So I'm continuing my Marvel team up series. Last week I think we did number 2.
It's really cool that you think this show is weekly. Do you?
Did I say week? Last week?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah. Yes. Last 2 months ago.
Yeah, last episode.
Yeah.
Because apparently now this is also turning into an episodic Marvel team up recap.
For me, anyway. Yeah. So this is number 5. This is Spider-Man and Vision. This was November 1972. This one is The Menace of the Monstroid. November 1962, script by Jerry Conway, art Gil Kane, inks by Mike Esposito, John Costanza on letters, Roy Thomas on editing. So this, well, first off, right on the cover, can you see that? I can't tell if Spider-Man is talking. I mean, it sounds like something that somebody would be saying in the background.
Yes.
But if Spider-Man is saying, keep back, everybody, if Spider-Man can't stop that thing from totaling the Vision, nobody can. That would be a weird thing for him to yell.
Yeah, he doesn't talk in third person that much.
No, not that much.
You know, every now and again.
So again, this one, I think the other one started with Human Torch moping around at night.
Mm-hmm.
And then that homeless man snuck up on him on the dock. This one, Spider-Man is swinging around at night and he sees somebody walking around. He sees a fellow insomniac and wonders what's bugging him. So he watches, and the guy's wearing a trench coat, green hat. He trips and falls, and when Spider-Man goes down to help him, the guy has disappeared and it's just a pile of clothes. So he moves the clothes, picks him up, and it's Vision. He pulls him up out of the sidewalk. Those are the faces that
wow.
You know,
very creepy.
Vision would ever trip. Like, why would a robot trip over things? Wouldn't he be more aware?
Well, he's not tripping. He's not tripping. He's tripping. You'll see. He's not tripping. He didn't trip, but yeah. So he's freaking out. He says his brain's on fire. He's been having seizures, epileptic seizures, not just regular seizures, specifically epileptic seizures. So Spider-Man brings him back to his apartment. They try not to wake up Harry because he's there too.
That's a good lesson for kids. Like, if you meet someone who's having seizures, just take them home and try to keep quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, don't ask your roommate for help. I don't know if at this point Harry knows. Does Harry ever know that he's Spider-Man? I mean, I guess eventually he does.
Harry was also on a lot of drugs, so maybe he's tripping.
It does look like he's just like Spider-Man is just walking into Harry's bedroom.
Oh yeah.
Saying, I hope I don't wake him up. Let's just go in his room though. So he puts Vision on the couch. Vision wakes up and freaks out about his seizures and that his brain's on fire. He phases through Spider-Man to try to get away, and then he passes out again. So then it flashes over to the Puppet Master. He's out in his laboratory on Long Island. He's got like a little action figure that he's making of like a little robot. And then it flashes to a UFO crash that he witnessed. And again, the Puppet Master is a guy that I'm not super familiar with, but he's super.
You don't know Puppet Master from
Super
like the
creepy.
Fantastic Four TV show? Because that's Alicia Master's dad.
No.
What, you're not watching the Marvel Action Hour, or what?
No.
Tune out after Iron Man.
But that's why he's making this robot, or making this puppet.
Yeah.
So it flashes back to this UFO crash. He looks inside the UFO and it doesn't show what he sees, but it says that he saw whatever was in there. And then the next thing we pop up, the alien from the ship is there with him. It's a giant robot monster thing that says his name is Balix, but Puppet Master says, no, I'm just going to call you Monstroid. Balix is too hard or something. You're Monstroid now.
Nice.
I'm just
So
such a big portmanteau, though. It needs to be Monstroid. It needs to be two words smushed together. I can't do any of this name bullshit.
Oh, Balix. So so he says that this is part of his plan to get back at the Fantastic Four for something, just for being Fantastic Four. But the next step in their plan is to rob a jewelry store, because that'll get them. So Monstroid bashes through the wall, beats the crap out of the security guard. They take the jewels. Cops show up. Monstroid again just destroys all the cops, throws cars, assumably murders a bunch of police officers. And then we flash back to Vision and Spider-Man back at the apartment. They leave, and then Harry thinks that he hears people talking, and he wakes up.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Isn't that getting you the emotion of the moment?
yeah, he's really upset that he thought he heard Peter talking, and then he didn't. Is there a reason that his hair looks like that?
It's a genetic trait, you know.
The side stripes.
Yeah. Is it supposed to be sort of cornrows or
Horizontal cornrows?
Exactly.
Yeah, so he thinks it was just a dream. So then Vision and Spider-Man, they don't break into the hospital, but they go to a hospital, and Vision phases in through the wall and lets Spider-Man in. Spider-Man hooks him up to a bunch of machines so he can try to figure out. Spider-Man is not a doctor, right?
Yeah. Also, wouldn't the Vision have access to, like, I don't know, a bunch of super smart scientists?
Yeah, like
I don't know if that was so that was part of it. So Spider-Man asked him, why don't you just go to the Avengers? And he says, well, I can't help. I can't ask them for help. And it was one of those things that there's an asterisk, and then at the bottom it says, so see Avengers 105 for answers. So we don't know exactly.
They've thought of everything.
Yeah. We don't know why he can't go to the Avengers. But yeah, so he's saying that there's like So they hook him up to the machine. They figure out that he's got two sets of brain waves going on in his head. So they figured that part out, but don't know how to fix that. Puppet Master back on the other side of town, taking Monstroid to the Baxter building to go attack the Fantastic Four.
There you go.
Again, the jewelry store thing, I don't know how that played into the plan, because they robbed a jewelry store and now they're going to the Baxter building. Huh?
I mean, you always need money for something.
Right, but this was like immediately after.
Well, maybe he's taking him for a dry rub
or that the cops all went there. Now there's no cops at the Baxter building, but there's still the Fantastic Four, right?
Yeah,
so
but
I
what's
don't know.
Mr. Fantastic gonna do about it?
Nothing, because they're not there. The Fantastic Four is not there. A big gun pops up out of the roof and shoots at Balix, aka Monstroid, and he just takes it all, destroys the gun, rips a hole in the roof, and they go down inside, and they screep through the wall.
Yeah, and yeah, I appreciate real fans call him Balix.
Yeah, that's his real name. I mean, so they go in. There's a silent alarm that they can. It's a silent alarm, but it's a panel on the wall that's shaking around like this. You can't hear it, but you can see that there's an alarm going off. So they destroy that, and then so now Vision and Spider-Man realize that the second set of brainwaves from this hospital machine can tell that the second set of brainwaves is coming from the Baxter building. Yes. Don't worry about that.
Reed Richards must have left one of his machines at the hospital one time.
Yeah. And it wasn't like an MRI. Vision had like plugs in his head. So I don't know what kind of hospital machine you'd call that, but so now Spider-Man and Vision are going to the Baxter building where Puppet Master and Balix are. I'm going to call him by his real name.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So they come swinging in. Puppet Master doesn't know why they're there, but he assumes that they're there to mess up their plans. Balix tries to punch Vision and phases right through him. So he assumes that Vision is an illusion. And then so he focuses on Spider-Man. So Balix tries to punch Vision and phases right through him. He assumes that Vision is an illusion and just goes straight after Spider-Man. And then they fight. Spider-Man gets him down and does a double-footed stomp on his face, like full weight, 2 feet to your face. Vision gets roundhouse kicked by Puppet Master downstairs because I think he's still getting crazy headaches because now he's really close to Balix and the brainwaves are freaking out. So that's Spider-Man crunching Balix's face.
Oh man. We're doing a perfect good battle.
So Vision realizes that the little puppet robot action figure thing that he has is what's controlling Balix. So Vision phases through Puppet Master's back and takes the thing from him and breaks it. And then that's a nice which one? This one. That picture. I don't know what's happening. So they break the thing. Balix just is dead now, I guess. I don't know.
I've never heard of Monstroid, so he's probably a disposable villain of the month for this side series of Spider-Man.
They do say he's a Skrull scout, so I think he is a robot that was sent out during the Kree Skrull War, But so I would assume he is just a robot then, because then if Puppet Master's thing that was controlling him gets destroyed, then he just shuts down. But
I see.
And again, another asterisk. Vision says that's which I assure you is quite another tale. Asterisk, one told in Avengers 89 through 97. So go pick those up, and you can find about the Kree Skrull War.
I mean, reading this one comic is going to be so expensive that I have to pick up all of these.
Yeah, well, we had one before, and now 89 through 97. Yeah, so then Spider-Man says, you never even told, what did he say? You never told me why you were out wandering around by yourself. And then as Vision is flying away, he says, a private matter, Spider-Man. And then this isn't none of your business.
And there's no asterisk. It doesn't tell you where to find out.
No, not that one. Now he's going, I think now he's going back to apologize to the Avengers or make them apologize to him, or I don't know. I don't know who was in the wrong. So he flies away. He flies away. A private matter, Spider-Man. Peace out. See ya. Into the moon. Flies to the moon.
Yeah, so in one of the comics I got before, it definitely has some prime vision where he's getting pulled to the ground by a tractor beam, spread eagle. So
nice.
Living his best life. Yeah, so which part of the song Master of Puppets were they singing about with this?
I mean, I think the whole song is the whole thing is definitely about Puppet Master, but I don't know about specifically this issue, right?
Yeah, and is some kind of monster a Metallica thing?
Yeah, that one's about Monstroid.
Exactly, some kind of Monstroid.
Yeah. And the menace of him.
Balax, please.
Yes, excuse me.
Well, the Sex Pistols and their seminal debut album, Nevermind the Balax.
Yeah. So so continuing, let me see what my next issue is.
All right, let's just end the show without him.
Yep, and that's all. Sorry. So next week.
Yep. Definitely weekly.
Spider-Man and the Thing.
Ooh.
And that's number 6. So this is actually the next one.
And I'm sure there's going to be plenty of follow-up about what Vision did.
Oh, for sure.
I hope so.
So Turner, what's your what if?
All right, so you'll have to bear with me because I didn't quite finish all my art for this. I apologize, but
unbelievable.
As an extra little tag, I'll have it done for Friday's art walk on the first Friday of August.
Portland, state unknown.
I just said state Maine. All right, but anyway, this what if is based in 2099, of course, because that's the best time in Marvel history or future Marvel history. I don't know how to really word that, but it came out of two things. One of them being what we talked about a little bit last time, and that is like if shock is the word for fuck, then fuck must be their word for shock. So this is Fucker 2099, aka 2099. Again, I've just done some outlines. They're not done, so there's something cool I'll show you at the end with that. So I was thinking about him, and then it made me think about the Sinister Six altogether and why there would be a Sinister Six in the 2099. And it came up with my real what if, which is what if the Vulture was actually good at doing what he tried to do? So I'm talking Adrian Toomes, classic Vulture from, the 90s and nows, I guess. And my story is he basically stops trying to do anything big and steal jewels, and all he does is just steal little bits of life from people. So like as you're passing him in the street, he just takes like a day from you. Or what
does he have to do to take something?
To touch you. Like depending on the comic, he has little sort of pads that he has on his gloves that he just can sort of suck a little bit of juice from you.
So why doesn't he like open up like a spa and he can just give people massages and just suck everybody's life?
He doesn't want to do that. So he just goes around. Sometimes he goes to hospitals, but he just takes people's life little by little, and he's alive in 2099. So he has lived long enough to see everything happen.
All right,
and
so he's the real deal.
He is the real deal. He has seen the rise of Alchemex and Stark Fujiwa and all this other weird stuff. And he's
It sounded like you said Alchemex, like it rhymes with Malcolm X.
Oh
not
yeah,
Alchemax.
You know, good old Alchem X. No one ever talks about Malcolm's brother.
Yeah, or their great powder, Talcum X.
Yep.
So anyway, he's still alive. He's doing his thing. But then he also notices Vulture 2099.
Okay.
Now alive. And it kind of ticks him off because he's like, this guy is a scumbucket. He's not like me. I don't like it. But
That's a different guy.
Yeah, it's a different guy. Who is actually in the 2099 universe for real and fights Spider-Man. So the connecting piece between them is Tyler Stone, who's Spider-Man 2099's father and also the boss of Alchemex and an all-around like Norman Osborn type figure.
Okay.
So he is really angry about Spider-Man ruining his business and whatnot, and he finds a little flash drive from Norman Osborn's time and unlocks some formulas and becomes the Stone Goblin, aka the Gargoyle.
Ooh,
Stone Goblin, and he has a cat glider because he didn't like bats, so he made a cat glider instead.
Crispy.
So
the lore is deep on. I love it.
I really was going all in on this one. I might just have to make it into a mini comic to give away at some point.
Yeah, well, that'll fit in well with our Howard the Duck and Machine Man Thing 2099 verse.
Oh, you just wait.
It's all a parable for environmentalism. Don't pollute, kids. And don't pollute kids.
Don't pollute kids. Tyler Stone, now the Gargoyle, sort of finds out about Vulture. He sort of realizes what's happening because Vulture does something in front of him. So he tracks him down. He figures out what's going on, and he blackmails Vulture into helping him get rid of Spider-Man 2099. And so Vulture's like, okay, that's fine, but you have to help me kill the other Vulture as well. So we're starting our team up, and so now they start to recruit other people to make their Sinister Six.
Of course.
And the first person they get is, of course, the fucker 2099, because he's just a loser. Then they go to another rival corporation, which is what Hydra became. And Hydra killed Doctor Strange, stole the Eye of Agamotto, and became Dr. Cthulhu. So it's like an evil Doctor Strange Hydra beast.
All right. So yeah. So sort of like I feel like in sometimes there's like a Madam Hydra who's maybe octopus like or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so they're in charge of like another corporation. And so to help round out the Sinister Six, they also are in possession of one of the Watcher's eyes that they implant into a Hydro-Man clone.
Okay.
To create Blorb. That's what
Blorb.
Blorb, because they stole the eye from the Orb, who was like a villain with just a big eyeball head.
Okay.
But so they got Blorb. So that's 5 of them right now.
See, now I would have thought it would have been Uwetu because he's Uatu and he's wet.
I like that too.
Ayatu.
Work in progress. I can change some names.
Yeah.
So
Hydro-Man.
Hydro-Man. I like that. Here's Spider-Man from behind. Just, use the spider button. So he's, obviously there, and as he's fighting all these people that start attacking him, who does he run into? But Ravage 2099, because he's always around fighting those bad corporations.
And we all know his trademark hair and cape.
Exactly. Who else would it be? So hold on a sec. Now I gotta do the cool thing. So all these bad guys are there, and they're all fighting Spider-Man and Ravage. But of course, being bad guys, they start turning on each other, and the Vulture wants to kill the other Vulture. And Shocker just isn't really that good at anything, and Blorb sort of gets electrified.
Sorry, is his name is still Shocker though?
Oh no, sorry, Fucker. Sorry.
Okay.
he fucks them, which is getting hit with an electrical current in 2099 is called being fucked.
Yeah.
Obviously. So there is one other character though, because that's only a Sinister 5, because the other Vulture doesn't count because Vulture wants to kill him. So all of these guys were trying to recruit one more, and they thought, oh, who do we have working for us? We have a Howard the Duck 2099. He would be a great addition to our Sinister Six. But what they didn't realize is that Howard is a coward, and so he ran away and tried to find Spider-Man to warn him about what was happening.
Nice.
So,
I like that. That's a nice little story beat.
All right, now I'm going to try and connect this other camera real quick just to show you the good
this
thing.
is going to explode.
Oh, God, here it goes.
Now we're talking. Yeah, I thought you might be going that direction.
I saw the blob on top of in that last one.
Trying to get my connected 9 cards. Crap.
I mean, we get what you're going for.
Yeah, 9 cards to form one big cohesive picture.
Yeah, it's like I'm putting that in a binder, and it's 1995.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So look forward to Friday, and when I'm all done with them, I will try to send them to you, Jim, and you can put them on our other stuff.
Okay. I don't know what the other stuff in that sentence means, but
well, I'm no social, no sushi, so you are all socials.
Okay, yeah. I'll get them up on the socials and maybe even try to do a full page or full picture.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's my what if tale.
I like it. I love
it.
Some more of it. I had just come up with some other 29. I knew you were going with the Sinister Six direction because you had said it explicitly before. So I'm thinking Spot 2099. Yes, it's the current day Spot, and he fell through a portal to the future.
Okay.
And maybe he has a cool visor on. And Doppelganger 2099. So because Spider-Man 2099 already for some reason has claws, this is an even pointier doppelganger. Annex 2099. We all know Annex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, purple and green guy had a card packed in a plastic bag with a Spider-Man annual or whatever. Get your rookie card, crispy mint. Do it again 100 years in the future. Fancy Dan 2099. His real name is Daniel Fancy the Fourth. Arcade 2099, which I think might just be like an Oculus Rift headset.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Flash Thompson 2099, who throws a cyber football at Miguel O'Hara's crotch.
Nice.
All right. So does that do it for this week?
Yep.
Yeah.
Till next week.
Edit together. So let's see. Where's the? All right. Oh yeah. So right now, or possibly in a few seconds, depending on when it lines up, the outro music you're hearing is Danger, I Reckon, Death Beach 2000 off their album. I used to ride dirt bikes with that kid. Right? You guys remember? It's dangerireckon.bandcamp.com. Check out Turner and I's comics at gscomics.storeenvy.com. Twitch.tv/gscomics. I'm at gscomics on Instagram. These guys, they just hang out with me, so they don't really have much to plug. Go into Hand Lumber.
For me. Yeah, sure.
Don't sit around asking yourself what if, because that's our job.